Let's get it. Another absolutely gorgeous day here in the Carolinas, and as always, I'm so glad to see it. I do hope everyone else is well, and that you too are able to get out and enjoy this beautiful day the Most High has given us. And as always, I did have a great thought I wanted to share, and it is, earn your help, body and soul. Earn your help, body and soul. And on the way out here, I was put in my Sirach to ask the question, and that question is, what's the most important thing? What's the most important thing? And I will ask that question again after our thought for today. And I was put in the mind of this idea by, of course, by the Most High. But when I thought about wearing my shirt today, which is one of my favorite ones, earn this. And the question always arises, earn what? What is that shirt about? Earn what? And I don't know why the NFL put this shirt out saying earn this, but I know my own idea and why I bought the shirt. And I was also put in mind of this idea by a thought that we had the recording before last, and it was the American dream. Is it really yours? And I was thinking back to that thought as how we would spend 20 to 30 years working for a company, and then by the time we are to retire, we only have 5 to 10 good years to live and enjoy our retirement before our health goes downhill. And I said in that thought also, a lot of times our health has always given us issues during the process of while working on these jobs. And then right when we get close to retirement, folks kick off. Not me, but I'm saying in general. Folks die off. So that made me want to ask these few questions, or give you these thoughts after I thought them. I was also reminded of this song by one of my favorite artists, or used to be favorite artists. I don't listen to her anymore, but Anita Baker. And she said, just love me body and soul. Don't leave me standing out in the cold. And see, I believe this is the type relationship the Most High is yearning from us, for us to love Him body and soul. Not just rurally. Because just like I asked this question, what's most important? You have got to be in the game in order to play. And this is all concerning your health, physically and mentally. Anything you do for your family and friends, and most importantly, for the Most High, is going to take a physical body. Physical and mental body. Let's say your physical health and your mental health. Your spirit can't do anything without a body. And my final thought on this idea before we read our scripts is, I heard this very well-known preacher say one time that he can't really respect a man or woman who say they are a messenger of the Most High or God, but their health is all out of whack. They have no discipline. They are way overweight and eat very unhealthy foods all the time. And they have physical challenges all the time, or always in bad health, going to see the doctor, or trying to preach a message from the Most High. And I wrote this after that. I personally think we must lead by example. And as I said before, our thought is earn your health, body and soul. And I looked up the word earn, and it means to receive as return for effort and especially for work done or services rendered. To come to be duly worthy of or entitled, to make worthy of or obtain for. And then I looked up the word discipline, and discipline means the practice of training people to obey rules or a code of behavior, using punishment to correct disobedience. And then I wanted to read over Hebrews 12:4-11. The Most High disciplines His children. In your struggle against sin, you have not resisted to the point of shedding your blood. And have you completely forgotten this word of encouragement that addresses you as a father addresses his son? It says, my son, do not make light of the Most High's discipline, and do not lose heart when He rebukes you, because the Most High disciplines the ones He loves, and He chastens everyone He accepts as His son. Endure hardship as discipline. The Most High is treating you as His children. For what children are not disciplined by their father? If you are not disciplined, and everyone undergoes discipline, then you are not legitimate, not true sons and daughters at all. Moreover, we have all had human fathers who disciplined us, and we respected them for it. How much more should we submit to the Abba of spirits and live? They disciplined us for a little while as they thought best, but the Most High disciplines us for our good, in order that we may share in His holiness. No discipline seems pleasant at the time, but painful. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. And mind this last word, or keep this in mind. Later on, however, it produces a harvest of righteousness and peace for those who have been trained by it. And remember, we read the meaning of discipline was the practice of training people to obey rules and a code of behavior, using punishment to correct disobedience. And see, that's what the Most High is doing for us. He's disciplining us, He's training us, and more importantly, we have to remember, just like this text says, everybody goes through discipline. So if we don't discipline ourselves and discipline our bodies to go through what it takes to earn our good health, mentally and physically, then we're bastards. As one version of this text says, we're not children of the Most High. Because in order to be something, you got to go through what it takes to be. And we can't enjoy this life, this physical life on this physical plane here on earth without a physical body and a sound mental capacity. But it takes discipline in order for us to earn our good health. It takes submitting under the hand of the Most High that He may lift us up in our due season. And now is all of our due season. I was thinking back to how I was speaking to this young lady on yesterday about her following African spirituality, and she used to be a minister in the church. But I was thinking back to how our ancestors, in fact, did pay the price for us to be where we are now. It took a lot of discipline on their part, and I figured it out. A lot of the discipline that we need to take up and submit to is something that I said before, and that's that big mouth. I said one time before in a thought, shut your big mouth. And see, most of us that are of age, we have had to learn this hard lesson. And it's not that hard for some of us, or should I say most of us, because we understand the rules to the game. Just like I just said, in order to play, you must be in the game. So in order to play, you got to know the rules. And one of the major rules here in this life is keep your mouth shut and listen. And a lot of times you have to take a lot of mess off people. No, most of the time you have to take a lot of mess off of people. But that don't mean you can still run your mouth and say anything you want to say when you want to say it and how you want to say it. You got to be disciplined and say, okay, I'm not going to say nothing in that case. For one thing, they get the 12 of them, it's just me. And the next thing, they got a rope and it just burned the crow. So I got to watch my mouth. And I know that's kind of extreme, but it's to put a mental picture in your mind or in our minds to how important it is to discipline ourselves. And it all goes back to that mouth, because the next most important thing is what you're putting in your system, what you're passing through that mouth. Oh yeah, let me read one more text, and that's the foods we eat. And see, the Most High even thought of that. He gave us a law about what we should eat and not eat. And this is Sirach 30, 14 through 25. And it simply says health under the title. It is better to be poor but strong and healthy than to be rich but in poor health. A sound, healthy body and a cheerful attitude are more valuable than gold and jewels. Nothing can make you richer or give you greater happiness than those two things. It would be better to be dead asleep forever than to live in the misery of chronic illness. The finest foods mean nothing if you are too sick to eat it. It might as well be offered to an idol. But there is no point in offering food to an idol. It can't eat it or smell it. It is just the same with someone whom the Most High has afflicted. He looks at his food and sighs, like a castrated man hugging a young woman. One version says a eunuch hugging a virgin. And this is the next title. Cheerfulness and sadness. Don't deliberately torture yourself by giving in to depression. And this is the part I was talking about, mental health. Happiness makes for a long life and makes it worth living. Enjoy yourself and be happy. Don't worry all the time. Worry never did anybody any good. I'll say that again. Worry never did anybody any good, and it has destroyed many people. It will make you old before your time. Jealousy and anger will shorten your life. A cheerful person with a good attitude will have a good appetite and enjoy his food. Now you can see why I had to go back and read that, because it speaks on the importance of a good health, mentally and physically. And right now, these days, the text says that many will lose heart. But see, this important thing, just like the idea we had yesterday, walk in faith. Hold on. I know walk in faith and trust the process. But let's make sure we get it right. Walk by faith, simply obey, and trust the process. And see, all these thoughts the Most High give us are lined up in order. It's for our daily edification. And I'm going to read over in Sirach 30, and this is 15 and 16. Health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. There is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of heart. But see, how many of us know this takes discipline? It takes submitting to the Most High's will for our lives daily. See, every thought that we have to pass it by the Most High. We got to run it by our daddy. Say, Pop, is that from you? That sure don't sound like you. Oh yeah, it's me. It's different, but it's me. Okay, let me look in the Word and be sure. But see, we have to be disciplined enough to submit to the Most High on every thought. And like I was speaking on before, a lot of these problems come from around that mouth and that tongue, all in the same area. And I'm sure it would have been easy for the Most High to put our taste buds in the top of our mouths. But he put them attached to the same organ that sinks ships, that causes us so much trouble. And I say it sinks ships because the text says the rudder is a very small part of the ship, but it turns the whole large ship. And that's how the tongue is. It's the smallest organ in the Bible, one of them anyway, but it has so much power to the point it will sink the whole ship, that body. Get it lit up like, I ain't gonna say that, but it's true. Get it lit up like the 4th of July. Oh boy. And that's what's going on with a lot of our Hebrew brothers and sisters these days. They letting that mouth get them in all the world of trouble. And it's taking them out of here. Taking them right on out of here. And it's because of a lack of discipline. And see, I've learned the secret to life. And the secret to discipline. It's simply submitting to the Most High's will. Simply obeying. Like the text says, call on the name of the Most High and you shall be saved. Call on him in true sincerity and then follow the orders. And just like I said before, I was going to come back and ask that question again. What is the most important? No, what is most important? I said what is the most important thing, but the Most High gave it to me after I read it just a few minutes ago. He said, what is most important? What is most important? And you see how we went over the idea about without having a body, you can't do anything. If you want to play, you got to be in the game. And if you want to do what's most important to you, you got to have a body. There ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Ain't no way around it. If you want to handle what's most important to you, you got to have a body on this earth. And I'm going to leave that question on our hearts and minds today. What's most important? Let's get it. It's another absolutely gorgeous day here in the Carolinas. And as always, we're so glad to see it. I'm going to echo a call one of my Hebrew brothers put out. And that's to be absolutely careful. Not only of them folks, but what appears to be us folks too. And most of us know by now what I mean by them folks and us folks. But as Minister Teo says, of Teo Ministries, he says all skin folk ain't kin folks, which I'm learning to be so true. And I'm saying this today because I was just sitting in my truck tinkering around with my equipment, and this joker pulled up on me and parked real close to my truck like he was about to jump out and try to rob me. Now, I don't really know what he was thinking. However, at that exact time, I had my knife out and was cutting some tape. Like I said, tinkering with my equipment. And I was cutting a piece of tape. So, I don't know what he was thinking, but I thank the Most High for protection, for one. And like I always say, well, I say from time to time, it's not gonna work out like you think it is. However, I say that after the fact and with a clear understanding that I'm always trusting in the Most High to keep and cover me. Somebody had some old, I'll show it to you, Chick-fil-A macaroni and cheese. Left out here. But yeah, we've got to be more careful. And more than anything else, just being mindful of our surroundings. See, the text says, watch as well as pray. So, what I've learned in my process of praying or staying mindful of the Most High's presence in my life and listening for His orders all the time, then He's also telling me how to watch and what to look out for. Oh boy, but I thought I'd share that. Thought was, and even though the young fella had tents on his windows, I could see the look in his eyes. And I've seen that look of many a days, of many of nights on them streets. And it was the look of desperate. It was a desperado look. A look of a fella that didn't have nothing to lose. However, at the same time, I think he saw the look in my eyes too. He saw the look of not the desperado, but the look of a Hebrew man. Or should I say more than anything else, a child of the Most High who walks in his authority. Because I looked him dead in the eye. It wasn't but a split second. But I think he made that sound decision. This fella here is not to be played with or trifled with. But yeah, I heard a fella put out that post a few days ago. We gotta watch ourselves as Hebrews, because the target is on our backs. But see, just as Yahushua, the Most High told me this a while back. He said, I've given you a veil of invisibility. No, a cloak of invisibility. I said, okay, I receive it. Now, what does that mean? He said, you remember when Yahushua walked right through the crowd and they couldn't see him or touch him? He said, that's what that cloak is. They won't even be able to see you. You'll just be able to walk right on through. But you got to pay attention to the master, to the coach, to the leader, and follow him. See, a lot of times folks can't even see you because you're blending in too much. Or you're actually walking the path the Most High has called you to walk. He say, go left, go right, just do it. And they'll be looking left or the other direction. But let's go and get this workout in. We need to earn our help today. And I pray this idea has been a blessing to you and has at least motivated you to get up and get out and do something. And more importantly, we need to get up and move and go get some sun. Okay, let's get it. But I was just saying how I had said some things that I shouldn't have said, and how it had caused issues to arise in my body. And like I was saying, this young man was whining and complaining about issues in his body, but those same symptoms was what I was being affected by. So I had to quickly dismiss them ideas and thoughts and cast them down. And see, the Most High told me this weekend while we was out to the beach, he said, walk by faith. I said, okay. And that was my thought for yesterday. Walk by faith, which means to simply obey and trust the process. So when I said, okay, I'm gonna do that, I'm only gonna say and do what you tell me to do. So that walking by faith for me wasn't only just spiritually. It was a physical challenge that I was facing. And I know when the young man aired it, that's what it was. Just like I heard a teacher of Morey saying, a lot of times you can't get the desired effect in your life until you know the name of what's affecting you. He reminded us of Yahushua had told the demon to come out, and the demon didn't come out. So the very next question Yahushua asked was, what's your name? And see, that demon told him his name, and then Yahushua called him out. See, a lot of times, just by being faithful, the Most High will reveal things to you. Issues that have been in your life for years and years. But you gotta be faithful. You gotta earn it. Per today's thought. Earn your help, body and soul. And like that text says today, when you're going through discipline, at the time it's not pleasurable. And I have to echo that script right now. Because even though I enjoy my rides, right now it's not as pleasurable as it has been. But we're going to continue to power through. So we're pretty much done now. Don't nobody like to burn when it's burning. But that burn is what's killing that fat. Or that burn is what's making you keep that mouth shut. And not eating something we shouldn't be, or saying something we shouldn't be saying. Like the meaning of discipline, you have to be taught to follow the rules. by punishment. I see a lot of it is, it's not punishment, but it's getting back into a cycle of doing things, a regimen. And once we figure out a regimen, then the less it seems like punishment.